Hey guys, welcome back to Crypto Clan. Today we'll be talking about news of a recent partnership Hedera has just entered and how Hedera's network could be the underbelly for smart cities around the world. On the 12th of October, the official Hedera Hashgraph Twitter page tweeted details in regards to the Hex Trust, Asia's leading digital asset custodian, announcing a partnership with Hedera Hashgraph. Hex Trust has integrated the Hedera network and the Hedera token service standard into its Hex Safe bank-grade custody platform. This initiative will provide support for HBAR and Hedera token service applications. The Hex Trust is the platform's custodial nature, primarily geared to providing a means for financial institutions being able to adopt and gain exposure to digital assets such as HBAR tokens and token service applications such as NFTs developed on DLT such as the Hedera network. Hex Trust provides custody of assets through its Hex Safe bank-grade solution. This application provides a state-of-the-art security framework which has been developed alongside its partner and Hedera Governing Council member IBM. Hex Safe provides seamless connectivity with other platforms, namely due to its ability to enable interoperability. This factor will enable the effective and robust ability to actively transfer assets between varying platforms and clients, whilst maintaining compliance to existing financial regulatory standards. The nature and technological advancements provided by Hex Trust will ensure banks and financial institutions can safely store their digital assets. Furthermore, Hex Trust has been appointed a strategic custodian of Toko, a digital asset creation engine empowering value creation. Toko is a tokenization platform developed by the Hedera Governing Council member DLA Piper. Toko specializes in the minting of NFTs to represent various assets, including fine art, real estate, intellectual property, and debt. The new partnership between Hex Trust and Toko will see digital assets listed on the platform being able to be exchanged and custodied between and for a number of clients, namely banks and financial institutions who have direct partnerships with Hex Trust. The partnership between Hex Trust and Hedera could be huge, with Hex Trust being the biggest and leading digital asset custodian in Asia, where they provide services for a number of financial institutions, namely banks, exchanges, asset managers and brokers. More high net worth individuals and or organizations may look to gain exposure to HBAR tokens and tokenized assets listed on the Hedera Hashgraph network as a whole. With the potential for more institutions gaining exposure to HBAR, more HBAR purchases will invariably incur. This factor will see increases in the demand for HBAR tokens. As a result, HBAR token prices will see synonymous increases in value. With Hex Trust partnering with the digital asset platform Toko, institutions will have the potential to acquire digital assets representing a number of capital items, including real estate, intellectual property, and debt. The acquisition of such items through Toko will see further increases in the use of the Hedera network. As a result, more HBAR transactions will invariably occur, to namely act as gas to verify purchasing and the transfer of digital assets between platforms. This factor will see further increases in the demand for HBAR tokens. As a result, HBAR token prices will increase in value. Alongside this exciting new partnership, Rob Allen, a representative of the Hedera Governing Council member and leading debit card payment provider in Australia, FPOS, voiced his opinions on the development of smart cities. In the report, Allen discussed the need and reliance of sensors built into devices will provide the ability to induce the Internet of Things concept. Sensors coupled with the Internet of Things concept will provide the ability to automatically collect data on everything from traffic movement to environmental factors, weather, supply chain tracking, and city resource management. This data will be used to inform and adapt policy in real-time decision making to enable the city system to run smoothly. As new high-speed networks such as 5G are deployed and the use of connected Internet of Things devices for essential services and utilities grow, so will the need for automated and device-to-device micropayments. Use cases include electric vehicles automatically paying for tolls as they pass, automatic payment on delivery by drones, or an Internet of Things network gateway provider being paid by the devices that they are enabling within their range. The primary requirement for these mesh networks of devices is scale, speed and security, as well as delegated authority underpinned by digital identity. Current payment infrastructure cannot support tens of billions of always connected Internet of Things devices. The underlying infrastructure connecting various data points, devices and stakeholders to one another, holds the key to success for the incentivization systems and overall integrity of smart cities. Distributed ledger technology promises to be the foundational network layer for many of these systems, underpinning financial services, supply chain, interoperable identity systems, and new decentralized economic models. In addition, decentralized ownership of the data ledgers and repositories at the core of the smart city makes corruption nearly impossible, as no one centralized entity controls access to the ledger. With the growing use and need to enable the effective interoperability between devices, DLTs will have to be leveraged to provide the ability to enable monetary transactions as micropayments. With first and second generation DLTs being limited, namely due to their inability to overcome the blockchain trilemma, such DLT projects may not be optimal to act as the underbelly payment infrastructure for the Internet of Things concept. However, the likes of Hedera Hashgraph is one of a few projects which have overcome the blockchain trilemma, whereby Hedera offers security, decentralization, and scalability. Hedera's Hashgraph technology provides it with the potential to validate substantial amounts of transactions per second, whereby in its base layer, Hedera's Hashgraph consensus can facilitate the validation of over 10,000 transactions per second. This is further compounded when sharding mechanisms are induced, whereby transaction validation can amount to hundreds of thousands, if not millions of transactions per second. Hedera's ability to enable substantial amounts of transactions per second will act as a viable platform to process the extensive levels of transactions synonymous with the Internet of Things concept. Hedera could be an ideal platform to power monetary actions within a city, whilst also providing decentralization and security. With Hedera being associated with a number of enterprises around the world, whilst also being involved in a number of exciting initiatives, cities and even nations may look at the Hashgraph project to power their infrastructure. Are you excited about the new Hex Trust partnership? Do you think Hedera will power cities? Let us know your views in the comments below. Thank you for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, subscribe and click on the notification bell. Let us know your views in the comments below. Thank you for watching and we'll see you in the next video.